Well, hello everyone, and welcome to another episode with your girl Audrey Codner from ACG Math Tutoring. Hopefully you guys are having an awesome Saturday, unless you're in New Zealand, early Sunday, people from the future. So what I generally do is I go over questions, exam questions, just some sample questions to get you ready for the GED, the ASVAB, Accuplacer, TEAS test, HESI test, anything from A to Z. If it's a standardized test and it deals with algebra, this is what I do here on this platform, and this is definitely the live for you. So as you guys are coming on in, go ahead. Let's tap away. Let's bring more people to the party. Hello, Godsend. How are you? Ready to crash out? Why are you ready to crash out? It's too nice of a day. Mike, how are you? Beautiful butterfly. Hi, how are you? Good morning. So what we're going to be doing for the rest of this time is going to go through these questions step by step. So this is a first example. The bride and groom invited 120 guests for their wedding reception. 90 guests arrived. What percent of the guest list was not present? Is it A, 92%, B, 25%, C, 20 and 9/10%, or D, 29 and 9/10%? And all you have to do is just put your letter right in the comments. Is it A, B, C, or D? And then we'll go over it. That's simple. And the reason why I just try to do it is because I know some of you guys are trying to go after these assessments. And when you look up the answer key in the back of the book or maybe behind a page, and you're just like, okay, I see the answer is B, but how? So now you got someone that's going to break it down for you. So let's take a look what we got. So I'm seeing EP is saying B, user 4725, which is B. Thank you, user 47. Janet with B, Chris with B. I want to say SG with B. Okay, Angela, good morning. Okay, you say 90 is 75%. Okay, all right. So we have Species saying B. Thanks for the follow. Hey, Candy. Candy is saying B. All right. So let's take a look, and again, to Yoda for Life. Welcome back, saying B. Appreciate that. So people come in, sometimes people stop in. So if we take a look, just similar to what, I think it was Species who said it, that 90 is 120. So if we know that there was 120 guests that was invited, 90 of them showed up. I hate that when you're doing a wedding and they're telling you, you got to plan for all these people to come, and only a small amount comes. Eesh. So you could do the subtraction and have your 30, and then you could say 30 out of the 120, which, if I cancel out my zeros, will give me 1/4. And 1/4 is the equivalent of 25%. Or you could take your 90 out of the 120. And then once you do your 9 out of 12, so if we look at 3s, so that would be 3/4. And 3/4 is equivalent to 75%. That's how many people showed up. So if 75% showed up, that means 25% was missing. So you can do one of two ways. And there's probably another way. But as long as you get the correct answer, that's what they're looking for. All right? So let's take a look at number 2. It's just that easy. It's just that simple. That's what we're doing here. Okay? So if X is 75% of 360, what is X? Okay. So if X is 75% of 360, what is X? Is it my A, my B, my C, or my D? Okay, so J-Max saying D. Hello, Gentle. Thank you so much for the heart thing, the heart reminder. Welcome on in. Angela saying D. Gentle saying D. Okay, Wallace is saying D. Hello, Wallace. I think you were here before, too. Welcome back. Okay. And if you're unsure, you're just like, I don't want to put a wrong answer, you can put a question mark. That's perfectly fine. It also helps me to say, okay, dig a little deeper with this problem. So if you see something, you're just like, I don't even remember how to do this. We'll put a question mark in. I can deal with that. All right. So we got Justy saying D. Orchard G, D, A. See something, you're just like, I don't even remember how to do this. We'll put a question mark in. I can deal with that. All right. So we got Justy saying D. Orchard G, D, A. Big G money here. It's not a party without Big G. All right, Diamond, thank you for your honesty. Mateo saying C. Big G money got my D. Thank you for your honesty. Tarek, good. I think that's how it's pronounced. Betty with D. Bill with D. Christy with D. Okay. My question mark has a D. Yoda's not sure. Okay, I got you. Splash, Christy, Splash, Shine. All say D. So let's take a look. So if we break it down, X is, so I see it as my unknown is. Is means equal. 75% of, so 75% as a decimal is 0.75. Of means multiplication, 360. Okay, so that's how I would translate this verbiage into an algebraic. So now all you have to do is take your 360 and multiply it by your 0.75. So let's see if I can get myself some room. So then you have your 5 and 0. 6 and 5 is 30. Carry the 3. 5 and 3 is 15. Plus the 3 is 18. Then 7 and 0. We got 0. 6 and 2 is 42. Carry the 4. So 7 and 3 is 21. Plus the 4 is 25. And you're probably saying, well, why don't you use a calculator? Well, this is basically originally designed for the ASVAB. ASVAB, GED, and AccuPlacer, you can't use a calculator. Can't do it. So you're going to have to do some of this basic math by hand. So that's why I tried to basically practice the same way that you're going to be assessed. I know, it sucks, but here we go. It took a long time for people to realize that, hey, why don't we make the SAT? Why don't we make the SAT and just give the kids a calculator? It took them how many years to finally to do that? So they did that about a couple years ago, if I'm not mistaken. So now, this is 2 decimal places. That means our answer needs to be in 2 decimal places because the 360, there are no decimal places involved. So 0 plus 2 will give us 2. So that means I'm starting here and I'm moving over 1, 2. So my decimal point will be between the 2 zeros here. So my answer is going to be D, 270. Okay. Okay. All right. Good. All right. So now number 3. This Philatopoulos, I can never, tongue twister. A Philatopoulos, there we go. We're going to say that. Donates 2/5 of his monthly income for the construction of the nearby church. How much percentage of his monthly income is he donating? So is it A, 40%, B, 4%, C, 14%, or D, 400%? I know, I have to get my diction together. It's been a minute. Okay. So we got Ja with B, Cooper with 40, Lobes, hey Lobes, saying A, Mississippi, and I just scrolled away. Where'd it go? Mississippi Boy saying 40, okay. Sorry, something's going on here. Nitrogen is saying A, build A, splash A, lady A, free 4,000. 4,000. Angela is saying A. I'm sorry, my computer's just going all kinds of wacky pataki. Philanthropus. Still doesn't roll. But thank you, Tempered. Still, it's just, I guess it's just certain words my brain just does not get, but I'll get it one day. Karen Sita is saying 40%. Queen Bree is saying A. Flattened tire, satire. We got the 40 Walls A. Latoya A. Margarita A. DJ A. Okay, Starving Artist, welcome back. It's saying A. Jock, we got you with the B. All right. There we go, Lady Pump. That's the way. Philanthropist. Nope. That's why I just stick to what I do, which is the math. Here we go. All right, so we are looking at 40% because what is 2 out of 5? So if I do the division, 2 divided by 5, so we don't have any 5s that can go into 2, but how many 5s can go into 20, which is 4? All right, so if I wanted to add the second 0, it'll just make it 4t. Okay, it can't be 4% because remember, 4% is 0.04. That's 4%. So 0.4, that will give us our 40%, which is A. All right. Okay. And this is where I got it from. So in a bundle of 30 fruit, 6 are apples and the rest are oranges. What percent of the bundle is composed of apples? Is it A, 47%? Is it B, 47 and 75/100%? Is it C, 20%? Or is it D, 40 and 75/100%? Okay. Is that B, Sybil? Is saying C, Golden C, Sid D, 20. Not Nat saying C, Nay C, Wallace C, Av C. Okay, thanks for the follow. Okay, Phoenix D, Popster saying C. Hold on. Everything just went crazy for a second. Okay. Josh C, Joanne C. Well, thank you, young millionaire. Okay, Mal C, Stud C, Rosie C, Wallace C, Phoenix C, Lobes C. Okay, that helps a lot. Oh, good, Marco. Okay, Libra, hey, C. All right, let's see, not even close to 40%, 15 is 50. Okay, hey Jay is saying C, me C. Okay, there's a whole lot of CCCs. All right, so I'm saying yes a lot of them. Scam of Knee, hi, welcome back. Okay. But you were right, good. There you go, Jay. So let's take a look. So we're talking about, all right, there's 30 fruit, all right? 6 of them are apples. They said the rest are oranges. Do we care about the rest are oranges? No, because they want to know what percent of the bundle is composed of apples. So that means we're looking at the apples out of the total. So to reduce 6 over 30, what they have in common is 6. So if I divide this by 6, if I divide this by 6, I'm going to get 1/5. Now 1/5 is equivalent to 20%. And you're like, how do you know, Audrey? Well, if I divide 1 divided by 5, so we got our point and we got our zeros. So how many 5s can go into 1? None. How many 5s can go into 10? 2. And exactly at 10. All right? So this will give us our 20.20, which if I multiply that by 100, will give me my 20%. Okay. All right. We're good? Okay. All right. So if we could do a quick math tap to like 5K, I would appreciate that so I can keep it going. Got to tell TikTok that people are watching my stuff so they can push it out. So I have to play the game. I don't know, but it's really easy. We're almost there. So if we can push it to like 5K, that would be great. It's easy to study stuff like this, and it took and failed it probably. And failed probably? Why'd you put the word probably at the end? So here's my thing. Some of the questions, because remember, there's a lot of resources. If you're going for the ASVAB, and I'm going to be truthful, and this is based on me doing my tutoring. Thank you so much. That a lot of the ones that I've helped within the past couple of months scored dramatically because they just know how to test. One, excuse me, the best book that I've seen when it came close to the test questions is ASVAB for Dummies. I hate the name of the book. I know the book has a lot of reading in there, a lot of verbiage, but their exams that they have in that book is the best one. So this one I found online, and he's actually taken quite a few of his problems. I love how he has it like copywritten, but the problems, some of them came from ASVAB for Dummies, which is hilarious to me. But that will be like the best book if you ever want to do some research. You're going to have to invest in it, okay? So sometimes I take inserts of it and I go over it here. So, it is what it is. All right, so number 5, a writer finishes 360 pages. I go over it here. So, it is what it is. All right, so number 5, a writer finishes 360 pages of his manuscript in 40 hours. How many pages is his average? Is it A, 9, B, 12, C, 6, or D, 4? And I'm seeing a whole bunch of A's. I love it. Because all you have to do is take your 360 and divide by the number of hours. Once you cross out your zeros, you basically have 36 divided by 9, by 4, which gives me 9. Okay. Next one. If you were making $5 per hour and got a raise, that is, and is supposed to be $5.75 per hour. This is not supposed to be here because it doesn't make sense to have a percentage per hour. No. So it was like $5.75 per hour. What percentage increase was the raise? Is it A, 8%, B, 7%, C, 15%, or D, 8 5/10%? Okay, thanks for joining the Fern Club. All right, thanks for the follows, everyone. I appreciate this. Yes, hey, Lynette, how are you? These are so easy. Well, that's good. That is so good. But here's my thing. I try to cater to basically people that are very fearful of math and they just want to get some basic stuff relived. So as I always say, I love for people coming in. I love it. But like if you feel that I'm going too slow, I appreciate it. But you can always scroll on. But, that's what I try to cater to. Okay? All right. That's you. Not a problem. I appreciate that you guys are here. All right. So I'm seeing some C's. I'm seeing some B's. I have a couple of A's. Yep. I know, it's tapping that other part of the brain. You feel smart today? You're always smart, Bill. What are you talking about? Okay, all right. Yep, for a quick check. There you go. Okay, so let's take a look. So the original, so we have the new one is the 575, right? But the old, how much you were making an hour is like $5. So that's a difference of 75 cents, right? So now with that 75 cents, we want that percentage increase. So if I take this 75 cents and I divide it, let me switch pens, by the old price, which is my $5, okay, then you're going to multiply this by 100 to get your percentage. So let's take a look. So if we do this, we have our 75, we have our 5. So how many 5s can go into 7? 1. How many 5s can go into 25? 5. So we're looking at 15%. So I always like to say it's your new minus the old divided by the old. And then you multiply by 100 to get your percentage. All right, so it is going to be C. Right, that's it. Okay, tough. I gotcha. But we're going to take things step by step. So let's take a look. All right, let's take a look at another one. So Grace answered 14 out of the 20 questions correctly. What percentage of the total number of questions was she able to answer correctly? Is it A, 7%, B, 17%, C, 70%, or D, 77%? All right, cool. Okay, Lobes, thanks for the follows, everyone. I greatly appreciate it. Okay. Did that. So a lot of C's, a lot of 70s. Okay, a whole bunch of C's, a whole bunch of C's. Hello. I got a random high. All right. So now I know a lot of us is like, why don't you just use a calculator, Audrey? And I'm like, well, when you take the GED, the ASVAB, and the AccuPlacer, you cannot use a calculator. So this is why I set things up. Okay. And you're like, you can cross multiply it? Yes, you can. All right, so you have your 14. Okay, out of how many? Out of 20. So if you want to, you can do it with your cross multiplication, or you can do it with your long division, whichever you prefer. Okay, you will get the same answer. So how many 20s can go into 14? None. How many 20s can go into 147? Make sure you put your decimal, so that would be 0.7. So remember, 0.7 is not equivalent to A. 0.07, that's 7%. Okay, that's not what we got here. We got 0.7, that's 70%. Because 7 times 20 gives us our 140, and we don't have anything left. Okay, so it's not going to be B, it's definitely not going to be D. It's C. Okay, sweet. Yep, process elimination is the key when it comes to these type of assessments. All right, any type of assessment, SAT, ACT. The only thing, like if you're currently a classroom student, you have to show your work. Your teachers are going to want to see your work because then you can get partial credit. Just in case you just screwed up on one part, you can at least get partial credit. When it comes to standardized tests, all they care about, did you choose A, B, C, or D, or some exams E's. Okay? So while at work, Nina checks on her email once every 80 minutes. In her 8-hour work shift, how many times did she check her email? Was it A, 6 times, B, 7 times, C, 5 times, or D, 4 times? What if you don't show work? If you're in the classroom and you don't show work, and if you get it wrong, it'll be completely wrong. But if you are taking like standardized tests, like the GED, the ASVAB, the AccuPlacer, they're not going to look at your what do you call it? Your scrap paper. They're not going to look at your work. They just care about what you bubbled or what you clicked. Okay, so I'm seeing some 6s and some A's. I have a 5. Okay, so that would be a C. I have some 6s, A's. I have 480 divided by 80. Okay, I have 80 divided by 480. Okay, we're flipping and we're flopping. All right, so we're going to see shortly which one's which. Okay, Angela's giving me A. Santi is A. His personal saying B. Sorry, it's A. Okay, thank you, Addie. I was like, we keep flipping and flopping. All right, here we go. All right, so Angela, I saw you. Joseph C. Brian C. or Bryn C. Okay, whole bunch of A's. Okay, so we got the battle between A and C. So let's take a look. First thing, they're saying that she checks it once every 80 minutes. Then they say in her 8-hour work shift. That means we went from minutes to hours. We're going to have to do some kind of conversion, okay? So what will be easier? Well, since we're dealing with the beginning is dealing with minutes, we need to convert this 8 hours into minutes. So we all know that, if just in case you don't, there are 60 minutes in an hour. So since we got 8 of those bad boys, 60 times 8, that'll give me my 480. Okay, so now we're saying 8 hours is equivalent to 480 minutes. But she's checking it every 80 minutes. So we're going to divide this by 80. Since they both end in zeros, get rid of that. So now you got 48 divided by 8. Well, knowing my times tables, what times 8 will give me 48? That will be 6. So that means she's doing it 6 times. A little obsessive. That's okay. All right. Okay, we're seeing that now. There we go. No problem. Not a problem. So there's going to be times we're going to watch, especially if you guys are taking the TEAS test and the HESI test, or any entry-level exams for nursing. You guys see a lot of conversions. And if you do need to go get some help for your doses calculations, I'm going to put it in the chat. Make sure you follow a blessed RN. Okay. All right. So make sure you follow a blessed RN if you're thinking about going into nursing and you need help with your doses calculations. Okay. We try to help and follow each other. So if I'm not here, another good person to follow would be, I always keep messing up her. As soon as I remember it, I can put it up there. I used to have a list, and then, yeah, things got cray-cray. All right. So, again, I found this online. If anybody's like, well, where'd you find these sheets? I want these sheets. Yeah, there's only so much you can get when you practice. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to give credit when credit's due because I can't steal everything, even though I'm developing my own stuff now. So ASVAB, okay, he has like a practice, he or she has a practice test. There's like 2 or 3 of them. But the only thing is they don't have explanations on how to break concepts down. Okay, so there's a lot of people that will just give you questions and they'll just say your answer is B, C, D, and E, but they won't give you an explanation. Okay, I'm working on something as we speak. All right, so if a gym measures 25 feet by 38 feet, what is its area? Is it A, 905 feet, B, 950 feet, C, 509 feet, or D, 590 feet? And I look up and I see a whole bunch of B's. She's like, we're doing math while you're chit-chatting, Audrey. Good, so a whole bunch of B's, okay? Major thing, keyword, area. Okay, we had to know what the area. Area, they didn't even tell you. They just gave you 2 numbers. So that means we're going to be multiplying length times width. So you got your 25 times your 38. Okay, and with your 25 times your 38, it will give you your 950. Okay. You can't see right now. Why can't you see? All right, so next one. Okay, so Jean had $25.86 in her pocket. If shoes cost $7.50 a pair plus 10 cents or 10% tax, how many pairs of shoes can she buy? How many pairs can she buy? Is it A, 2, B, 3, C, 4, and 5 is D? 3, C, 4, and 5 is D. 3, C, 4, and 5 is D. We got, hey, Big Al. We got Kelly with all the B's. We got Sharp with 3. Okay, organist, I'm here. We got B's, B's, B's. We have a 2. Okay. All right, here we go. Nice. Oh, thanks for the love. Appreciate that. And we got Kathy. We got that. Okay, a whole bunch of B's. Love it. All right. So some people are like, yeah, I don't really have to calculate it out. Okay. Well, once we had to figure out what the 10%. 10% as a decimal is 0.10. Okay, we know this is what we're starting off with. So if I subtract that 0.10, that gives me my 2576. But then we want to know for each pair. So that will be my 750 and my unknown pairs of shoes. So then here I could divide. So then once I get my 7.5, it's going to give me roughly a roundabout answer. So it's like roughly like 3.4. But remember, we can't have 0.4 of a shoe. Seriously? No. We want the whole thing, not just like 1 foot just covering up the big toe. We want the whole entire pairs of shoes. So we can't round up. So it's just going to be 3. But if you want to, you could say, all right, 750. I know 2 750s, that would give me $15, right? So then if I take the 15 and I subtract it by the 2586 and then take my 10% out, you can figure out it's going to be 2 something, but round it up to 3. So it always depends on your approach of it. Okay. All right. Approach of it. Okay. All right. No, I'm taking the 10% away so I can narrow it down to the 2s. So that's why I was rounding down. That's why I was taking it away. Because the 10% tax doesn't get added to the amount. Because I just wanted to find the shoes. All right. So a family owns 20 dozens of magazines. This one's definitely out of the, what you call it? ASVAB for dummies. Families owns 20 dozens of magazines after donating 78 magazines to the public library. How many magazines are still with the family? Is it A, 62, B, 26, C, 162, or D, 126? Okay. Who gets magazines anymore? I know, right? Isn't it weird? But yeah. All right. So we have here, we got here. I love how someone says, get out of here. Uh, you came on my platform. You didn't have to stop. All right, so we have a bunch of 162s. 162s got some C's. Okay, we have some C's. I have a D. Okay, I have a 126, a 162, a bunch of C's, and 162. Okay, Joanne, we're saying with the C's. Okay, it's personal. Thank you for sending me the heart. Appreciate that. Then we got 126, and we have our C's. AI Love, how are you? Okay. Howard Jones, how are you? All right, so if anything, a whole bunch of C's. Let's take a look. So there is 20 dozen, okay? So that means we have 20 times the 12, okay? We have 20 dozens of those. So that gives me a quick 240. Now, after donating 78, so that means we're going to subtract 78 from this. So borrow from the 4, make that a 3. Then make that 10 into a 0 into a 10. So then this will give me 2. Borrow from the 2, that'll be a 1. So if I know I got a 1 right away, so now instead of a 3, that's going to be a 13. So that will give me 6, and this will give me 1. So my answer is going to be C. All right. Nicely done, everyone. So proud of you. Okay. 12. If 3 garbage trucks can collect the trash of 24 homes in a day, how many trucks are needed to collect in 72 homes or houses? All right. Is it A, 9, B, 3, C, 24, or D, 8? Okay, so I'm seeing a C, I'm seeing a B. Which grade? It's like algebra. I can't say by grades because people take algebra at different times. Okay, so we're saying 6th grade. We've got B's, we've got C's, we've got A's. I got 3. You're saying what everyone else is saying? Okay. So we got 9, we got A's and D's, 9. Eddie's saying A. Jordan with the A, Travis B, Juan 3, Dater saying B, J A, personal A, Splash A, Teresita saying A. Okay, Queen Flora, so I got A's, I got 9s. All right, so let's take a look. This is, I would like to call a proportion. So I'm doing a comparison. So I have 3 garbage trucks, and they cover 24 homes. So they're going to say how many garbage trucks, which I don't know, I'm going to need for 72 houses or homes. So if we think about this, I know if I do 24 times 3 will give me 72. So if I know from here to here, if I want to multiply 3, right? Whatever I do down here, I got to do up here. So 3 times 3, that means this is going to be 9. Just in case you don't recognize that pattern, you can do what's called cross multiply. So that means I got 24 times x. That gives me 24x. And then I can multiply 3 times 72. So that's 6, that's 216. So then if I want to, I can divide both sides by 24, which will give me my 9. Okay. Or you see, there's so many different ways. Or if I look at the original, I can do 3 to 24. Well, that's going to be 6, right? I'm not 6, I'm sorry. That's going to be 8. So if I do 3 times 8, that gives me 24. So that means, all right, so 72 divided by 8 will give me what? 9. So there's multiple ways that you can look at this. But no matter what, they don't care which way you get it as long as you get it, right? So you can like figure out which way really strikes a nerve with you. If you notice that this is the multiplication, if you multiply down here, that means you got to multiply up here. If you notice that, okay, I can multiply from here to here, that means I need to multiply from here to here. Okay? Or the reversal, divide, in order to get that unknown. All right? So, okay. So let's get with this one. So let's see. If angle A and B are angles of a parallelogram, what is the sum of the measures of the two angles? So around this time, especially with my geometry honors kids, they're starting to work on quadrilaterals. So a lot of my kids are doing this now. So is it A, 360? Is it B, 180? Is it C, 90? Or is it D, cannot be determined? Oh, I'll remind you for math teacher. Is that good or bad? All right, so I'm seeing a whole bunch of B's. T is saying D. I got a bunch of B's. Mystery Man is saying 180. Another person saying B because it's a person emoji. All right, yippity, saying B. Caleb's the same B. B, I have a C. Okay, you got C. God, the best rapper. That's what I'm saying. Is saying D. Okay, Milan is 180. Indigo B. Okay, AB is saying 180. Okay, it's very good. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Hey, good. Appreciate it. Okay, so B's that. You're going to wait for the explanation? All right, Tara, I appreciate it. She's like, I don't know. Okay, parallelograms are made up of all 90-degree angles. No, Saints, no. Nope. You're thinking of either a square or a rectangle. Okay, parallelograms are not all 90-degree angles. Okay, you need pictures? Okay. So, third one, being triggered. You're being triggered? Just breathe, Jennifer, breathe. We got this. All right. So, that's what you were thinking, clever? Yup. Okay. So, here we go. Parallelogram. This is what they're thinking about as a parallelogram. All right. So, some things. We know that their opposite sides are parallel to each other, and they're congruent. But we have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. The one thing about parallelograms, we know that their opposite angles are congruent, and same side angles are add up, like say this side here, these two angles here, will add up to equal 180. But the problem with this problem, they didn't tell us which two angles. Yeah, they told us angle A and B. Well, is this A and that B? Or is this A and that B? Or is this A and that B? They didn't tell us. They just say, what is the sum of the measures of the two angles? Well, which one's angle A and which one's angle B? So this is D, cannot be determined. Okay, the ones that you, well, not you, but maybe some of you are thinking, you're thinking of a rectangle. It's either a rectangle or a square, where all 4 angles are 90 degrees. Okay. So they didn't tell us. We don't know which angle A or which angle B. Okay? Yeah, just Sharpie pens. All right. Yep, so we can't. We can't. You just guessed T? Well, that was a good guess. All right, so if we can tap to get to like 25K, I would greatly appreciate it. Let's see if we can get more people in before I move on to the next. I think I have this page and I have the next page. So we have basically, yeah, probably like what, 2, 4, 5, like another 10 problems to go. Okay, we'll have like another 10 problems to go. All right, it's okay, Addie, it's okay. So I always say, look, sometimes like we get so caught into the game, I'm like, it's better to make mistakes now than during the test. That's just how I see it. You know, just take it one step at a time. Okay. Oh, Saints, you all right? Let's move on already. Were you not hugged as a child? What's going on? You all right? You okay? When's recess? You wasn't? It's a shame. Well, let's see. 1, you're loved now. So all that pain that happened before, it's not going to be happening again. Okay? Oh. You thought a man was teaching? Oh. Well, that's why. But that's all right. I know it's all my strength and determination to get through life. No problem. Some GED reasoning? Well, actually, a lot of this stuff, Renita, this is a lot of the stuff that you see on here for the reasoning is similar to what you see in the GED. So that's why I try to kind of do some of these mixture things. Okay? So if you guys want one-to-one, I do tutoring. Okay, I definitely do tutoring. All right, thank you. So you'll do the tease test. Okay, so let's get you guys started. Because if you guys want it, because it sounds like you want a lot of individual stuff, which is good. Okay, you're in trouble. Why are you in trouble? You know, just hire me as a math tutor. That's what I do. Because that's why I don't spend too much time. It's nice to do the TikToks. It's nice that you're getting stuff for free, which is great. So that's why it's like when people are being really demanding, I'm like, how are you being demanding for something that you're getting for free? Don't make sense. All right. Okay, so if a box have red and blue balls in the ratio of 3 to 4 red to blue, how many red balls are there if 80 blue balls are in the box? So is it A, 40, B, 60, C, 80, or D, 30? Don't hate you. Saints, I can't hate you. Hate is not in my repertoire. You know? God did not put me here to do that. There's plenty of other people to do that for us. Okay? All right. All right. Oh, thanks for the follows, guys. You figure this out. Well, you know, sometimes Aries, it takes people to process it differently. So, you know, we're all coming from different walks of life. So that's what it is. All right. So we have our ratio 3 to 4. Okay. So if we have 3 of the red, 4 of the blue. And they're already telling me that 80 are blue. They want to know how many are red. So again, I'm taking a look. I can say, all right, what will be 3 out of 4? I can do it that way. But right away, what I saw was if I multiplied that 4 by 20. If I multiplied this 4 by 20, I can get 80. So why don't I multiply the 3 by 20 and I can get 60. Okay. Right. Thank you, Checkmate. Appreciate you. All right. Where did the 20 come from? Well, I recognize from 4 to 80, if I multiply the 4 by 20, 4 times 20 gives me 80. So why don't I just multiply the 3 by 20? Whatever I do in the denominator, I do in the numerator. So 3 times 20, that'll give me 60. Yep. Manuel. So is there another way? Yes, we could cross multiply. So if I go back to my original, since it has an equal sign in between, I can do cross multiply. So 4 times x, let me slide this over a little bit, will give me 4x. And then 3 times 80 will give me 240. So if I try to divide both sides by 4, I get my x is equal to 60. Okay. Yep. Loves math. Oh, that's awesome, me. Yep. You can cross multiply and then divide. There you go, Manza. Or Manzin, sorry. All right. Okay. So now let's take a look. Let's look at the next one. Let's keep this party moving. All right. There are 42 convention participants staying in the university dormitory. If one dormitory room accommodates 6 participants, how many participants will be staying in the room that is not full? Is it A, 7, B, 6, C, 5, or D, 4? Okay. You trying to join the Air Force? All right, Justin. Got you. Yeah, ever since the shutdown, you might want to check with recruiters. If anybody's thinking about going into the military soon, definitely give a call and check with recruiters to see if they are doing testing, because I've heard that there was a pause on testing that happened about like a week and a half ago, since the shutdown. So, but definitely check in with a recruiter before you do anything. Okay. All right. So I'm seeing A's, I'm seeing C's, I'm seeing 7s, I'm seeing 5s. Bunch of 5s, bunch of 5s, bunch of 5s. Okay, this person's got C. Joshi, we got 5. Tridents, up. Saying C's. Ella with the A. Goat with a C. D with a C. Caitlin C. That's Kabita. Kabita? It says C. Ooh. A1 with a D. Okay. So we got a mixture between C's and D's and a sprinkling of A's. All right, so let's take a look. So just like what T mentioned, there is a lot of verbiage here. This is like medium compared to some of the word problems. All right. So we know we definitely have 42 participants total. Okay. And we know in one dorm room, it could fit 6 participants. All right. So let's think 6 times tables. How many can get me close to 47 without going over? Okay. So if I do 6 times 5, that gives me 30. 6 times 7, that gives me 42. 6 times 8, that'll give me 48. That's too much. So I know if I go with the 42, let's just do this. So I got my 7 people that can definitely go in there. Oops. And 7 minus 2 will give me 5. So that means there is 5 people left over in the room. And what are they asking? How many participants will be staying in the room that is not full? So if it takes 6 people and we have 5 people left over, we're looking at 5 people. Okay, so it will be C. Okay. Hi, Miss Adventure. How are you? It's been a moment. I think we're all just crazy with life. You know? All right, awesome. Let's keep this party moving. All right. So there are 40 rooms that needs to be painted and only 6 painters available. If there are still 10 rooms unpainted by the end of the day, what is the average number of rooms that each painter has painted? Is it A, 5, B, 6, C, 7, or D, 8? Okay, good. Good. I actually got one person that passed it. We worked together for like a couple of days. So probably if you want to meet up before you take it, that'll be awesome. Or it'll be wrong. Yeah, I'm gonna learn to pull stuff out. So I'm seeing some 5s, I'm seeing A's. Okay. Up. Hey, Unc. I'm saying 5. Okay. Tavia. Nice. All right, so let's take a gander. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm about to do something crazy, and I don't know what it is. All right, so we have, I don't know. Okay, so we have basically, there's 10 rooms left. So if they did 40 rooms, minus the 10 that they haven't touched yet. Oh, TikTok, get your life together. Okay. Sorry, I had to do that puzzle piece thingy. And it won't let me slide. All right, so if we have 40 minus 10, okay, that means they did 30 rooms. And since we want to know the number of rooms that they already painted, and there was 6 painters, you take this 30 and you divide it by 6. Anytime they're talking about an average number, there's going to be division, okay? This is basically your mean. So 30 divided by 6 gives us 5. All right. Smart people hurt your head, so that means you're hurting your own head. Stop. Stop hurting yourself, please. Relax. Okay. Okay. Who do you know when to subtract? So when did I know to subtract? Well, if there was a total of 40 rooms and 10 of them was unpainted, and since they want to know how many of the rooms were painted, was the average number of rooms that each painter did, we had to do the subtraction of 40 and 10. So if there was a total of 40, 10 of them hasn't been painted, that means 30 of them has. So then we take that number divided by the number of painters that was available, and that's how you get your 5. Okay? All this self-deprecating does not work well with me. You guys are awesome. Don't have to worry about it. You're so welcome, right? Not a problem. All right. So Linda needs 2/5. There's a lot of 2/5 in this thing, right? Linda needs 2/5 of an ounce of salt to make 1 cup of dip for fries. How many cups of dip will she be able to make if she has 40 ounces of salt? Diabetes. Get that leg cut off. A, 40 cups, B, 80 cups, C, 100 cups, or D, 120 cups. Telling you. Is there a WhatsApp group with videos? I'm going to actually show you. Actually, I didn't flash up my thing. After this question, after this page, I'm going to show you what I do with my videos. Thank you for the honesty, guys, with the question marks. I appreciate it. Okay. All right, so I'm going to break it on down. So she needs 2/5 of an ounce of salt to make a cup of dip. So how many cups of dip for 40 ounces of salt? All right, so I got C. I got Angela with C. Yep, I will. Okay, I'm never just going to give you like a question, be like, all right, thanks for coming to the live, bye. Okay, I'm never just going to give you like a question, be like, all right, thanks for coming to the live, bye. Yeah, right? Linda's trying to kill somebody. Yeah, right? Linda's trying to kill somebody. Straight again. All right. So we got some C's. We have a couple C's. All right. All right. So we got some C's. We got an A. All right. So let's take a gander. So we're saying that, and I know it's going to look weird, but just follow along with me. So if I have like 2/5 of an ounce is equivalent to 1 cup. When I do comparisons, I'm always doing proportions. So then it asks for how many cups, so that's my unknown, is going to make that 40 ounces. So basically what you're doing is you're taking, let me slide over a little bit, you're taking this 2/5 of my unknown to equal 40. So if I want to, I could multiply both sides by my denominator to get it out that fraction form. Because I know if you're anything like me, you just saw a fraction, you were like, nope. So now I have 2x is equal to 40 times 5, which gives me 200. So now I want to get x by itself. So I want to divide both sides by 2. And then I get x is equal to 100. Okay. So my answer is going to be C. That's a lot of dip. Okay. All right, thanks for the follow, guys. Thanks for the share. All right. So if you really want to, if you're just like, this confused the heck out of me, but this helped me set it up. It's like ounces over cups, ounces over cups. So I know that 2/5 of an ounce is equivalent to 1 cup, and then 40 ounces is going to be equivalent to I don't know how many cups. So since it's equals, I'm going to cross multiply. That's how I got my 2/5 x. And then 1 times 40 is just going to be 40. So then to get rid of the denominator, I multiplied whatever my denominator is to both sides so I can cancel them out. So now what's left is 2 and x, that's where the 2x came from. And 40 times 5, that's where the 200 came from. So now I just have to divide both sides by 2 because I'm trying to get x by itself. So 200 divided by 2 gives me the 100. Okay. All right. Okay. And one more, and then I'm going to show you where to go for all of this. Let me cover this up so it won't be too distracting. Okay. There we go. So, an architect, she's not a teacher, it's in school. I don't know. But the answer, please? Sure. Since you said please. I think someone asked me to see if I could train shrink. 1 second, let me see. Because every time I shrink, all of a sudden all hell breaks loose. Oh wait, here we go. No. Welcome to my life. Okay. All right, is this helpful? Okay, so I got 9 miles, got 2 miles. Okay. All right. Okay, for the shrinkage, the screenshotters. All right, so let's see. Oop. All right, so here we go. All right, an architect's floor plan uses a 1/2 inch to represent 1 mile. Okay. What is the actual distance presented by 4.5 inches? Okay. Another comparison problem. So is it A, 9 miles, B, 8 miles, C, 7 miles, or D, 6 miles? Hey, Freedom Rider, how are you? Thank you for the share. Yeah, and there's Green Bean. How are you? Sneaking on in. You probably did say hi, and I was probably in the midst of something. Okay, so AI Love is saying A. This one's very easy. Okay. All right, we got H. Freedom Rider is saying A. All right. Chris is saying 9 with a question mark. All right. Hey, Manuel saying B with 8 miles. Okay, T is saying 9. All right, so let's take a look. So again, we're saying 1 inch. If we want to do it this way, 1 inch is representing 1 mile. Supposedly E. Okay. So if they're saying what's the equivalent to 4.5 inches, can I just use this as, okay, we can do this. We'll do it as a decimal. Why not? I'm going to do 4.5. Cleans it up a little bit more. And we want to know how many miles that's going to be. So I know. Nah. I'm going to use those fractions. We're going to have to get used to fractions, guys. Sorry. So if I cross multiply, I'm going to get 1/2 x. And it's going to equal 4 halves. Now, have you guys done this conversion? 4 and 1/2? I can change that to an improper fraction. So 4 times 2, that gives me 8. Plus the 1, that gives me 9. So 4 and 1/2 is the same as saying 9 halves. Okay, have you guys seen that before? So you do the denominator multiplied by the whole number, which gives me 8. And then you add the numerator, that gives me 9. So 9 halves. So I'm going to have this equal 9 halves. When you multiply, okay, this will make life easier. When you multiply, just like how we did in the other one, multiply both sides by your denominator. Okay, the 2's will cancel out, giving me 1x or just x. And guess what? 2 divided by 2, these 2's will cancel out, leaving you with 9. Okay, so your answer is going to be A, leaving you with 9. Okay, so your answer is going to be A, 9 miles. Let's see if I can fit it all in there. Okay. Okay. All right. So setting them up anytime they're doing kind of comparison, like inches to a mile. If this person did this to this, anytime there's some kind of this or that comparison, set it up as a proportion. Okay. Now, before I get to the next part, because I still got a couple more problems to go. This is where you can go, because I know it's a Saturday. A lot of people are probably like, I wish I can stay, but I gotta go to work. I like it, but I need to go to work. So this is what can happen. So if you want to get all my replays, you can go here. This is where you're going to type in and go ahead, subscribe, like, comment. So all my replays from February 2nd is there. Okay. So more problems like these, literally, I just go online. Okay. All right. So this is what you can do. So Pam, instead of us going back and forth with the whole screenshots, just go the replays. You got everything. It's all there. Everything. Okay. Because how many times have we screenshot something off our phone and we still haven't looked at it? Still. Haven't even checked it out. All right. So this is where you can go. You can find all my videos. There are some videos on there that I specify, like say I just did on factoring. There's another one that I did on standard deviation. There's others that I did with multiplying polynomials, adding polynomials, subtracting polynomials, adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing fractions. So like any like small niches, you can find it all there. Okay. You are so welcome. All right, so I'm going to take this away so we can continue on. We have 4 more problems, and then we're going to end the live for today. All right, so we're good. I'm going to take this down in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello, MJ. How are you? You're so welcome, AI. You are so welcome, JC. Do I start? I am trying to get a schedule together, but what happens is I do a lot of tutoring. So, yeah, they have to come first. I hate to say it that way. It does sound horrible as I put it out there. But, yeah, sometimes I'll have a student that'll come to me, like prime example was 2 days ago. That's why I didn't come on live on Thursday. Because I had a lot of last minute, Miss Audrey, I got a test tomorrow. And yeah, I'm sorry, but you know, my paid tutoring or free stuff. Babies, I got to pay mortgage. I got to pay mortgage. I got to pay utilities. Like no one else is here to pay that. No one else is doing it except for me. So I got to do it. Okay. All right. So let's get it done. In a deck of cards, there are 2 spades, 3 hearts, 5 clubs, and 8 diamonds. What is the probability that Alan 1/8? Okay, so I'm seeing C, a possible D, Juice Valor with a C, Red with a C, Mo with a C, Samo with a C, KT with a D. What site is this? Right here. Yeah, I'm giving credit when credit's due. It's in red. And I think he or she has like 3 blank tests. But the funny part is, since I've been doing a lot with ASVAB lately, blank test. But the funny part is, since I've been doing a lot with ASVAB lately, some of them are directly from dummies or ASVAB for dummies. Since I've been doing a lot with ASVAB lately, some of them are directly from dummies or ASVAB for dummies. But anyway. Okay. All right, so we're saying CCC. Let us see. So we're only looking at when you do probability. Okay, we're trying to find the probability. Only looking at when you do probability. Okay, we're trying to find the probability of a spade. So we have to get the total number of cards that we're looking at. We have to get the total number of cards that we're looking at. So I know originally when I saw this, I said, oh, in a deck of cards. And I was like, all right, there's 52 cards in a deck. Now, there's a lot of people that don't know cards because they just don't do cards. So this is what they're doing. They're adding up the 2, the 3, that gives me 5, plus this 5, that gives me 10, plus that 8, that gives me 18. So that's the total number of cards that we're looking at. How many of them are spades? Well, there are 2 spades. So now we have how many of them are spades? Well, there are 2 spades. So now we have to reduce 2 out of 18. Well, they both have 2 in common. So if I reduce, you're basically dividing what they have in common. So 2 divided by 2 in common. So if I reduce, you're basically dividing what they have in common. So 2 divided by 2, that gives me 1. 18 divided by 2, that gives me 9. So the probability is going to be 1/9. Okay. It's lagging. I know. TikTok is doing this right now. Anytime I get to around an hour and 15 minutes, that's when it gets crazy. All right. I want to let you know. Okay. How much will she earn in a week if she reports on Mondays and Thursdays, 10 a.m. to 12 noon, and 1 p.m. to 7 p.m., and Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 12 noon? So will she 1 p.m. to 7 p.m., and Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 12 noon? So will she earn $20, which is A, B, $19, C, $18, or D, $17? $18, C, $18, or D, $17? Okay. Okay. Let's see if this works. All right. So what do we get? If a tutor earns $1 per hour, which, no. How much will she earn in a week if she reports on Mondays and Thursdays, 10 a.m. to 12 noon, and 1 p.m. to 7 p.m., and Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 12 noon? Will it be A, $20, B, $19, C, $18, or D, $17? She be poor. Exactly, Anthony. Exactly. 30 intruders is saying $50. Yeah, higher. Okay. But what do we have for this question? What do you think? Okay, so Angela thinks it's D. And if you're not sure, go ahead and put a question mark in. Because I'd rather you just take the honesty. This is the perfect place to be open and honest about your abilities or not abilities. She's taking some out of the register. No, she's helping that individual. MJ, I would say. Pam, Franz, and Anthony are saying B. Thank you, Justice. I appreciate you with the real. And same with try. Born is saying 20. Ray's not sure. That's fine. Good. Thank you. Was your honesty. Jeanette saying B. My mister from another mister is saying B. Okay. E, all the above. She is. Okay. We don't need to get that crazy now. All right. So try. Got you. Sweet tea with the B's. We got the B's. That. Is thinking about it. All right. So let's take a look. Let's figure out how many hours. Okay. So Monday and Thursday. Okay, so that's 2 days. So with those 2 days, it's working from 10 to 12. All right, 10 to 12 is how many hours? I know, just work with me. How many hours is like 10 to 12? Okay, now we got some B's, we got 19s. Okay, so that's 2 hours. Good. Now, and then she does another shift from 1 to 7. Well, that is going to be 6 hours. Then on a different day, which is Saturday, they go from 9 to 12. So that's 3 hours right there. So now 2 plus 6, that gives me 8. So 2 times 8, bring down my plus 3. So 2 times 8 will give me 16 plus 3. That'll give me 19. And I will admit to you, ready? Because this is my honesty. When I first did this problem, I was looking at it. I was thinking Monday through Thursday. I don't know why my brain just went through Monday through Thursday. And I was like, I'm not getting the answers. Till I reread it again. It says Mondays and Thursdays. So that's 2 days. 2 days, she's basically making 8 hours. So that's where the 16 came from. And then Saturday only works for 3 hours. So 16 plus 3, that gives me my 19. Okay? You did the same thing, Dom. I'm telling you. Same thing, Ray. Because I was like, wait, I'm not getting the answers. What's going on? Because knowing me, I'd be like, all right, she's working Monday through Thursday. All right, cool. And I'm like, how come I'm not getting these answers? Like, what's happening? Still poor, exactly, because we're not doing it for $1. Nope, no siree. All right, so now, what is the prime factorization of 560? Is it A, 2 times 2 times 5 times 7? Is it B, 5 times 7? Is it C, 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 5 times 7? Or is it D, 2 times 2 times 2 times 5 times 7? Okay, what will be the prime factorization? So they definitely have a question like this on the ASVAB and also for the GED, as well as the T's and HESI tests. They love prime factorization. I don't know why, but they do. Okay, Miss Ready too. Okay. It's definitely not B. Thank you, Anthony. Because 5 times 7, that gives me 35. We are looking for 560. And if I know this is 35, and if I multiply by 4, 35 times 4 is not going to get me anything in the 500s. So A is going to be gone as well. So is it C or D? Okay. Jesus Christ is here. Hey, how you doing? I prayed you today. How you doing? Go ahead, share it. All right. Appreciate that. Okay, sweet tea. All right, D is saying C. MJ is saying D. Sweet tea is saying C. Big Alba saying C. Bobby, hey Bobby, is saying D. Okay, Delvin is saying D. T is saying C. Nia is saying C. I got you. Big Al's laughing at me as usual. My craziness. Flyboy saying D. Okay. Okay, I'm usually here every day. I try to be here every day. I wasn't here yesterday or Thursday because there was way too much tutoring. Everybody's trying to get it all in before the holidays. But I was here 10:30 today. I gotta wrap up soon to get myself ready for tutoring. Oh, there's Jenny. I was waiting for her. To get myself ready for tutoring. Oh, there's Jenny. I was waiting for her. But I'm gonna probably try to put a schedule out. I'm gonna try it. We're gonna see what it is. All right, so let's take a look. So Bobby, you're changing to C? Okay. So we could sit here and multiply like a crazy person. All right. But if we take a look, we got 2 times 2, that gives me 4. 4 and 4 is 16. So if I have my 35 and I have my 16, okay? My first number, when I multiply 5 and 6, is going to be a 0. That means it's going to end in a 0. So if I try to do the same thing, 2 times 2 times 2, that gives me 8. And then you have 8 times 5, that gives me 40. If I do 40 times the 7, okay, I know the first number is going to be 0, but the next number is going to be 28. So that's going to be 280. That's not enough. It's going to have to be my C. All right, so sometimes you don't have to do all of the multiplication. Okay, it'll be good to know your multiplication facts so you can get through some of the questions a lot quicker. All right, 2 more, then we're going to be done. All right, I got 28 quarts of milk and my family drinks 2 gallons of milk per week. How many weeks will that last us? Is it A, 2 weeks? Nope. B, 2.5 weeks. Nope. C, 2.25 weeks. Nope. 3.25 weeks. Nope. I don't know what kind of family you are. How many weeks it will last? How many days? God forbid it's happening during the time when school is not in session. How much food do you have in your refrigerator? You're like, didn't I just go to the store? Right? This will never happen. Exactly. Right? This will never happen. Exactly. I created. Exactly. Okay, thanks for following. Appreciate it. So 26 quarts of milk. Family drinks 2 gallons of milk per week. How many weeks will it last? Family drinks 2 gallons of milk per week. How many weeks will it last? C? Oh, sorry, Nia. I did see the C, but I thought it was for the other one. So, okay. On Sunday. Yeah. Oh, sorry, Nia. I did see the C, but I thought it was for the other one. So, okay. On Sunday. Yes. Yeah, I will be here on Sunday, too. Okay, fluents, ounces are not your thing. Well, Tim, we're going to have to make it your thing. We're going to have to make it your thing. We're going to have to get that down. Okay, we're going to at least get to the whole. We're going to have to get that down. Okay, we're going to at least get to the whole basis of quarts to gallons, pints, quarts, and gallons. Okay, regardless if you're going GED, ASVAB, okay, regardless if you're going GED, ASVAB, Acuplacer, TEAS test, HESI test, whatever test you want to take. There's no going GED, ASVAB, Acuplacer, TEAS test, HESI test, whatever test you want to take. There's no escaping it. Javar, you're good. Were they taking it by droplets? What's going on? Were they taking it by droplets? What's going on? Okay, Anthony's saying 13 weeks. Well, Were they taking it by droplets? What's going on? Okay, Anthony's saying 13 weeks. Well, Bobby's saying D. Okay. Okay. We're getting some D. MJ with D. Okay. We're getting some D. MJ with D. Rashma. The same with D. Okay. Is it Lachanda? Lachanda? Lashanda? Is it sh or ch? T is with A. M's with D. Okay. Yeah, it is Saturday. I know. I don't know. TikTok just doesn't like me right now. Maybe because I'm probably pushing the envelope. I don't know. TikTok just doesn't like me right now. Maybe because I'm probably pushing the envelope. All right. So first things first. I'm the realist. So we got 1 gallon. All right. So first things first. I'm the realist. So we got 1 gallon. Okay, 4 quarts to a gallon. Okay, 4 quarts to a gallon. So that means 2 gallons. That's going to be 8 quarts. Okay. So if they're saying they normally drink 8 quarts of milk per week, and you got 26 quarts of milk, so I know quarts of milk per week, and you got 26 quarts of milk. So I know I'm going to have that 26, divided by my 8. So if I have my